Here's an example of a Venn diagram that is already made with the same context, the male and female and vanilla and chocolate. And we want to practice making probability statements out of Venn diagrams, not just two-way tables. So let's look at a marginal type of probability statement. Well, that just means a total. So if we were looking at the total number of people who like vanilla, we would look out of this whole circle, and we know that there are 10 people who like vanilla that are female because they're not in this male circle, 8 people who like vanilla and that are male. So we know that that's 18 out of the total number of people that were surveyed, 47. We know that 47 people were surveyed because 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 23 is 47. Oops. Another marginal probability statement would be probability of people that are female. Well, this is a bit tricky. There is no female title, but we know that everybody that's not in the male circle is female. So we have 23 females over here and 10 over here. Well, that means that there are 33 females present in this Venn diagram. Now let's look at a complement. The probability that someone is, let's say, not male. Again, we don't look in this circle, so we know 10 and 23 is 33 out of 47 people total. Another example of a complement could be, what is the probability that someone does not like chocolate? So if they don't like chocolate, then they must be in this vanilla circle. We know that the total number of people in that vanilla circle is 18. An example of a conditional. Now, we haven't talked a lot about pulling conditional statements out of Venn diagrams, but here we go. If we wanted to talk about the condition that someone was male, given they like vanilla, remember, this second event is our sample space, so we're looking out of all the people who like vanilla. We know that there are 18 total. How many of them are males? Well, we see those 8 males that like vanilla here, 8 out of 18. Another example of a conditional statement could be out of all of the males, and there's 14 males total, how many like vanilla? So that could be 8 over 14. Let's do an example of some conditional probability where the events are not shown. So maybe the probability that someone is female, given they like chocolate. Okay, so we know that there are 29 people that do not like chocolate because they are not in the vanilla circle. So out of our sample space of chocolate, out of those 29 people, how many of them are female? Well, these 6 are the males, so it must be these 23 females that like chocolate out of all the people who like chocolate. Now let's talk about maybe the probability that someone likes vanilla, given that they are female. Well, our sample space is out of all the females, so we know that there's 10 females over here and 23 over here. That's 33. And how many of the females like vanilla? Well, we've got those 10 in the vanilla circle. We know that these are females because they're not in the male circle. Let's talk about a union. If we wanted to look at the union of people that like vanilla or male or are male, well, we're looking out of this whole Venn diagram. We can see that these 10 and 8 like vanilla, and these 8 and 6 are both female. So we can add up 10 and 8, which is 18, plus 6, which is 26. So we know 26 people total out of everybody like either vanilla or are males. Actually, I'm sorry, 24, because 10 plus 8 plus 6 is 24. We could also do the union of people who like chocolate and are male. Well, we know that there's 8 males right here and 6 males right here, so we've got our males. So we know that these people like males, and we're also looking for people who like chocolate. So these 23, because they're not in the vanilla circle. So that 14 plus 23 is 37. The only number that we're leaving out are those 10 females that like vanilla. So that is a union. And finally, we'll look at the intersection. Well, simply, the intersection of people who like vanilla and who are male are just these people in the center that like vanilla and are male. So there's 8 out of 47. Now let's look at the intersection of people who are male and like chocolate. Well, they're not in the vanilla circle. These people like chocolate and they're male. That is the only condition that they need to satisfy.